Alright, so I have like every Dragon Ball ending theme stuck in my head. That doesn't have anything to do with Castlevania, but I didn't really know how to start this, so there we go. Alright, so, last time on Castlevania, we entered the boss room, but there was no boss, so I guess it's time to keep exploring so we can figure out what the heck is with that. Why was there no boss? I expect these guys to be punctual. Actually, no, Leon does, and he's probably very mad about it. Anyway, we have a panel right here. It's a secret room, or it takes us to one at least. It's a secret elevator that takes us to a secret room, which has the yellow dragon key. And we got the creepy statue. Goodbye, creepy statue. Nice seeing ya. Guess we'll see you again sometime. Alright. Got that done, and now it's on to the third floor. The third floor is actually kinda small, but first we got the... I forgot about that face in the center there. So we got more Astral Warriors. I feel like this one's actually easier than the optional room we were in earlier. This had like 4 or 5. I don't know, I feel like that one had more. Either way though, this is nothing we haven't seen before. It's still fun. I love this enemy. I was gonna say combination, but it's really just one enemy type. With multiples. Oh hey, and here's the room where we learn that sometimes we don't want the Whip of Flames equipped, because that wasn't doing anything. Now, I don't think all fire enemies are completely, invulnerable to the Whip of Flames, because there's one that comes up later that's kind of a fire enemy. But the flame zombies and the swords definitely don't take any damage at the moment. So, I believe this way that we're going actually leads to something we can't do yet. We can't fight these guys, at least. We'd be in a bit of trouble if we couldn't, because we're kind of locked in. Anyway, Hellhounds we've seen before, but what about these new guys? These guys are called Flame Demons, simple enough. They're honestly not too bad. They can do that swipe attack, which is useful for getting magic back. They kind of just target you, so it's not really ambiguous where they're going. They can also shoot fire and summon fire. There's a difference. If you see a magic circle on the floor beneath you, that means they're about to attack you with that. That one takes a second to activate. Meanwhile, their fireball attack, which they haven't used yet, is kind of just a fairly sudden attack. They just puke up a bit of fire. You're gonna use it? No? Oh, and it goes without saying, but Flame Demons also don't take any damage from the Whip of Flames. Figured I'd, mention it, because, of course, they're Flame Demons. However, unlike the other enemies we've seen, they aren't actively on fire. So, I don't know, maybe you might have thought that was the difference between enemies that can and can't be hurt by the Whip of Flames, and oh, look, a bridge! Oh look, the bridge collapsed, whoops. So we're gonna need an item to make it past that bridge, because Leon cannot run or jump fast enough to get across there. We've also got Hanged Men, and they will just respawn infinitely, so don't bother. Figured I'd kill one, it was worth it, quote-unquote. At least we've got a few potions, that's nice. These items that I never use ever. I prefer to do runs in which I just don't die. Unfortunately, I've limited myself to not dying without the use of potions. Gotta keep up the not dying and not heal at the same time. Though I could go back to a save point if I found one. It's just, when's the last time I've been to a save point without ending an episode, that sort of thing. So, we're going to go to the end of the hall here, and you see this tapestry? We got a hint about this a while ago. I don't even remember the wording of it, but it was in the Anti-Soul Mysteries lab, so that we were given a hint as to what we were supposed to do here in the actual area, and we didn't need an extra item to do it. But yeah, it's a very confusing hint, and I don't remember the wording on it, so here, there's a hidden thing here. Of course, the item we just got, that ring, isn't going to be very useful because it protects you from ice attacks, and we haven't, well, I was gonna say we haven't seen a single ice enemy in the dungeon. That's not quite true. We've seen one type, but they're just ice zombies. This is a primarily fire dungeon. The ice zombies were just there for a hint. Nothing more than that. Oh geez, okay, so I am having a bad time against these mad divers. Their slash attack is really wide and really quick and kind of unrelenting. It is more difficult than you might think. I don't usually have that much trouble with it, but I don't know. Guess I wasn't playing great or whatever. Just slashed me in the face repeatedly. Also, I don't know what it is about these enemy designs, but for some reason they remind me of a mix of like PS1 Resident Evil enemies and like Illbleed enemies. Oh, and that right there was a hint we picked up. The defender it's talking about is the statue in the fire and ice zombie room. And you've probably also noticed that it mentions both fire and ice in the hint. So we have the Whip of Flames, meaning we have half of what we need to uncover the... well, not really uncover the statue. The statue's quite uncovered, we want to destroy it. We also, however, need a Whip of Ice. I don't think it's really a spoiler to say that anymore. We're getting elemental whips, that's basically it. We got one, but we need another, and that's what the fire and ice zombies were pointing out. Again, it's a little bit of a weird hint, but also, you know, it might jog your memory, I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't have immediately thought of that upon seeing fire and ice zombies, but that's just me. The enemy placement hint might have worked better for other people, who knows. Is this really all there is to this room? Just hellhounds? I guess to be fair, I don't think we've seen, like, this many hellhounds in a room. Usually we only see one or two, so that was like 4. Oh, and here's the actually important hint. That's probably why this room is so easy. That's the one we need. Meth means death, emeth means life. We saw the word meth in the boss room, so I guess that means we need an E then. But for what purpose, I ask again, still not remembering Jewish mythology. Alright, so Flame Demon and Flame Skeleton. And Red Skeletons. Not Flame Skeletons. There was a fire enemy shooting fire, and I got distracted, I'm sorry. And oh man, this one enemy is showing off all the attacks that the other two didn't. Jeez. This guy is productive. So yeah, as per usual, Red Skeletons are added into the mix to be a total pain in the butt. Flame Demons, like I said, aren't too bad, but man, having to deal with Red Skeletons at the same time could get annoying. Oh well, anyway, I've got an MP max up, which also revitalizes your MP, very nice. Very useful right now. And we don't have to deal with those guys anymore, which is good, because they're not great. Oh, and speaking of not great, here's a platforming room. You press this switch right here, and this happens. Admittedly, I do kind of like that wall decoration. It's just it's just Death being like, okie dokie, I got it. Hey, Death, did you reap that soul? Think! Yes. So this platforming section does not give you a lot of leeway. With those platforms, you actually want to do a single jump. With these, you want to do a double. Mainly because with the former, double jump wastes a little too much time. It's still possible to make it, but the single jump is quicker if you only need a single jump. And so when we enter this room, we get the E tablets. The things you had to do to get estrogen back in the pre-Crusades era, jeez. Anyway, not too much else to do, so I'm gonna cut. Okay, we did have to get that shortcake. Time to cut again. Alright, here we are. Back near the boss room. You know what that means, of course. That means we're going to the save room to save, because we're going to be fighting the boss soon. And that's going to be its own episode. So, next time on Castlevania Lament of Innocence, we'll do just that. But who was the boss, I asked? Not only forgetting Jewish mythology, but also other Castlevania games. Man, I'm forgetful.